Hello, this is just a quick 20-minute flow. It's one of my favorite flows if I need to just reconnect with my body, give everything a good stretch out and get myself feeling connected again. I hope you enjoy it. We're going to start in child's pose. So kneeling onto the mat, hips to heels, and just letting the arms either rest forwards or rest back by the sides of your body. The forehead can rest to the mat, or if you have your hands forwards, they could rest to the back of your hands. And just, snuggle into the ground here. Let yourself get settled. And we'll just take a few deep breaths together. So allowing the body to expand with the inhalation, the belly can soften. And let's let the exhale be a soft sigh. Allowing that sound to come if it wants to. Again, full breath in. Easy sigh. Encouraging the breath to move into the back and the sides of the waist. Again, inhaling. And really softening into the support of the ground as you exhale. And just taking another couple of breaths here. Just noticing how you're landing. Whatever you're bringing with you today, however you find yourself, it's all allowed to be here. This is so often the temptation to fix things, to want to show up in a way that we're not quite able to, but that's all okay. You can just allow yourself to be as you are. We're going to stretch the arms forwards, just taking a full deep breath in. Spreading through the palms and letting the fingertips and the finger bases spread into the mat. Reach the fingertips forwards as you inhale, shrug your shoulders to your ears. And as you exhale, just let the arms relax. They can drop back to the ground. We'll do that again. Inhale, reaching the arms forwards, reaching the hips back in opposition. We've got that lengthening through the sides of the body. And on your exhalation, just softening back into the ground. Spread your palms again. Lift your hips forward so they come over your knees. And we'll find a hands and knees position here, just to roll through the spine. So on your inhalation, lift your chest. Come to your cow pose. The heart lifts, the chin lifts. As you exhale, round through the back of the body, coming to your angry cat. Inhale again, lift the heart. The navel dips towards the ground as we lift the heart. Exhaling and rounding through, tailbone lengthening down the backs of the thighs as the chin curves to the chest. Let's take another couple of those. And you can style it out if you're familiar with these. You can just style it out. You can have a wriggle sideways or start to ease through the shoulders. Let's take one more. Oh my goodness, that feels so good. All right, the next time you come back through center, so flat back, hands and knees, tuck your toes, take a breath in. And as you exhale, shift your hips back to your heels and just let the hands slide forwards. Let's stay here an extra breath. You might flex the wrists, fingertips to the sky. Just stretching back through the toes. Now plant your palms where they are. Lift your hips forwards as you inhale. And as you exhale, lean your hips towards the heels of your hands, coming to this high cobra shape. Lift the heart. Feel free to bend the elbows. We'll take another breath here. And then exhale, elbows skimming the lower ribs. Come all the way back down to the ground onto your front. Take a low cobra here. Inhaling, sliding the shoulders back away from the ears. As the crown of the head reaches forwards and we lift the heart. Exhale, come on back down to the ground. Shalabhasana, the arms reach back by the sides of the body like you're flying. Reach the fingertips back, reach the toes back. Crown of the head still reaching forwards. Can you hover the feet? Little squeeze in the back of the body, but try not to clench your bum. And then exhale, lower back down to the ground. Hands and knees, or high plank if you're feeling energetic today. And then exhale back to your downward dog. Let's take a pedal out through the legs, so bending one knee and then the other, and finding some length in our downward dog. The palms are planting, fingertips and finger bases rooting into the ground. And we can just move the breath here as we have a little walk from side to side, transferring the weight from one foot to the next. We're going to walk the feet to the hands, so coming all the way to the top of the mat and just taking your time. When you get there, dangling forwards, so you can catch hold of opposite elbows and soften the knees, and perhaps have a sway side to side. Ensure the neck is long, back of the neck is long, the head is heavy. You might just take a little nod and shake of the head there. And enjoying a little sway side to side, spreading into the toes, grounding into the feet. Plant through your feet and slow motion roll up through your spine. Yes. You can give the shoulders a roll as you get to the top. And then just standing firmly into the ground. Maybe you bring the feet a little closer, kind of starting to test your balance, zipping up through the inner thighs there. Hands can come to heart center or just rest down by your sides. Set an intention for this practice, even though it's a short one. It's good to know that we're here intentionally. So what are you sending your energy to today? And then when you're ready, take your arms up overhead with a full breath in, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling and hinging from the hips as you bow forwards. The knees can bend as much as you need. Inhale, slide your palms to your shins. Take a half lift. Shoulders wrap back away from ears. Exhale, bow forwards and plant your palms. Step back to a high plank. Take a breath in there. Now push the ground away. Exhale. Pressing back through your heels. The legs are active. Glutes are active. Take another breath. On your exhalation, travel an inch forwards so your shoulders come over your fingertips, then lower down, knees, belly, chest, all the way to the mat. Coming through a cobra, inhaling. And then exhaling back to downward dog, hips lift high to the sky. Take a few breaths here. You can find that wiggle again, maybe a pedal through the legs if it feels good. Or maybe you're finding stillness now. With every exhalation, we're drawing the navel in and up. I'm feeling that length from the wrists to the hips, the head heavy between the upper arms. On your next inhalation, rise up into your tiptoes and then exhale to step or hop to the top of your mat. Inhale through your half lift, find length, and exhale to bow forwards. Soft knees, roll up through your spine, reach your hands all the way up overhead. Urdhva Hastasana, that's just with one breath. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samastitihi. Again, inhale, reach the hands up overhead, Urdhva Hasta. Exhale, bow forwards to Uttanasana. Inhale through your half lift, find length. Exhale, bow forwards and plant your palms. Step back to your high plank. Take a breath in there, strong through your plank. Exhale, forwards and down, high to low plank, or knees, belly, chest as before. Cobra or upward dog if you're feeling you could lift the thighs and come into the tops of the feet. And then exhale back to your downward dog. Finding a couple of breaths here. Landing in your downward dog. And then with your next inhalation, take your right leg up and back behind you. Full breath in. Exhale. Bend your right knee, let your right hip open to the left. You're kind of stacking right hip on top of left. Even weight through the palms. Can you take a circle through the right hip socket? Just stirring that right knee in a big wide circle. And then take that circle in the other direction. We're just seeing what space we have here in the right hip. And then with our next exhalation, let's land right foot outside of right hand. Yes, we're in this lizard lunge. And we're going to lower the left knee down and spin the left shin so it's parallel to the short edges of the mat. So your left foot is kind of behind your right foot. Hands walk over to top left corner. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, just bow into that space. You might have space to get your forearms towards the ground, or you might just be creeping the fingertips a little further away. We're wrapping the inner right thigh gently outwards here. And if you want more, if you want a deeper stretch, send your weight forwards towards your right heel. Okay? Can you soften the shoulders here for one more breath? Now on your next inhalation, rise into your fingertips. Exhale, sweep your hands to the back of your mat. Your left hand is going to come to the back edge of your mat. As you sweep your right hand overhead, we're getting this lovely long reach down the right side of the body. Stay here another couple of breaths. And just welcome the breath into the thighs and the back of the rib cage. Finding a bit of space where you can. You can play with pressing the front of the pelvis slightly further forwards to affect the stretch that you find through the side body, or shift the hips back. Now taking your right hand behind your head, lift your chest, inhale, head can be heavy in the hand. Exhale, right elbow wraps forwards and down towards the ground, the hips shift back. We'll do that again, inhaling, lifting the heart, elbow wraps back. Exhale, right elbow wraps forwards and down. Inhale, one more time, reaching it up and up and out. Exhale, curl it back down to the ground, and then swim yourself back to the top of the mat, hands inside your right foot, spin your left shin back parallel to the the long edges of the mat, and we're back in our lizard. Tucking left toes, lifting your left knee, just have a little shimmy back and forth in that lizard. Ooh. Pressing through your palms, we'll step up the right foot back. And then there's a vinyasa here if you want it. So lowering down knees, belly, chest, or chaturanga. Cobra or upward dog as you inhale. And exhaling back to downward dog. Take a full breath in. And blubber the lips as you exhale. Lifting your left leg to the sky, inhale. This time bending the left knee, the left hip wraps open to the right. And take again that circle through the hip socket. It can be as big or small as you need it to be. And keeping the neck relaxed, the head is still heavy between the upper arms. Let's take that circle in the hip the other direction, stirring your left knee around. And with your next exhalation, land your left foot outside of your left hand. You can hop it a couple of times if you need. Right knee comes down and our right shin spins parallel to the short edges of the mat. Right foot behind left foot with some distance. Hands walk over to the top right corner of the mat and exhale, bow into that space. Just breathing here. Like I'm doing, you could have a little wiggle here, just kind of shifting your weight forwards and back to see what the body's telling you. If you find a bit of stillness, still working that inner right and left thigh away from the torso, and softening in with long exhalations. On your next inhalation, come into your fingertips, sweep your hands down the long edge of the mat in front of you. Right hand comes to the back of the mat, left arm reaches overhead. Lovely long stretch down the left side of the body, reaching from the left toes to the left fingertips. And just enjoying another couple of breaths there. Left hand behind your head now, lift the heart, breath in. Exhale, wrap the left elbow forwards and down towards the floor. Spreading the shoulder blades, making some space at the back of the body. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, wrapping it forwards and down. I like to reach my left toes away, still really reaching away to create more length as I wrap the body open. Exhaling, curling it down. This time swimming it back to the top of the mat. Hands are inside your left foot. Shimmy your right shin alongside the long edges of the mat. And we can tuck the right toes to lift the right knee, pushing back through right heel. Again, transferring the weight from the front to the back. And just feeling into your center of gravity there. A little scoop up through the lower belly to feel stable. Press through the palms and hop your left foot back. Take a breath in. And as you exhale, lower down again, knees, belly, chest, or chaturanga. Cobra or upward dog as you inhale. Exhaling back to child's pose. Exhaling back into your child's pose and just taking one more breath here. We're not here for too long. Exhaling. Coming back to hands and knees as you breathe in. And shifting back to downward dog as you exhale. We're going to walk the feet to the hands again, coming to the top of the mat. So take your time. And then at the top of your mat, take a half lift. So slide your palms to your shins, feeling the shoulders can roll back away from the ears. Exhale to bow forwards. And leave the right fingertips on the ground as the left arm reaches up to the sky. Big breath in. Exhale, bending the right knee a little deeper. Maybe the left leg lengthens. Let's take another breath there. Exhaling into the rotation. Maybe the gaze turns up towards the left thumb. And with your next exhalation, bringing your left hand down. Let's switch sides so the left knee bends deeply. The right leg lengthens as we reach up, right hand to the sky. Exhaling into the twist. Can we stack right shoulder on top of left? Really wrapping the heart open towards the right edge of the mat. And then with your next exhalation, bring the right hand down, soften forwards over the legs, plant through your palms, through your feet, and inhale, roll all the way up through your spine, reach the hands up overhead, hook your thumbs, exhaling into a little lean back, lift the heart. Inhale to reach up, exhale, diving all the way back down to the mat. Half lift, palms to shins, lengthen, inhale. Exhale, bow forwards, plant your palms. Step back to a high plank, take a breath in. And then exhale to land all the way down onto your front. Make a pillow with your hands here. And just take a full breath in. Exhaling to settle into the ground. Landing here, feeling the breath can rise against the mat in the belly. And then just bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, shifting yourself up and back to kneeling. Get the shoulders a roll. And just taking a few steady breaths here to land. And shift the feet forwards in front of you. Coming to sit, bring the soles of the feet together. The knees are wide out to the sides. If you feel like you're falling back here, pop a cushion underneath your bum and just sit to the forwards edge of it. And then bringing the heels in as close as feels decent, as close as feels comfortable to the pelvis here. We can catch hold of the big toes or maybe catch hold of the shins, and we're really reaching through the spine on the inhalation, exhaling to bow forwards into our Baddha Konasana. Wrapping inner thighs out and back, and just taking a few more breaths here, lengthening through the spine as you inhale, exhaling and bowing forwards. 2 more breaths. Softening through the shoulders and the back of the neck. And then slowly, slowly on an inhalation, rolling up through your spine. Bring your knees back into the midline and step your feet as wide as the mat. Take a windscreen wipe of the knees side to side, just releasing through the hips. And then lengthening the legs out in front of you as you come to roll down onto your back. Bringing one hand to heart, one hand to belly. And just recalling any intentions you set at the beginning of practice. Taking 3 rounds of breath here just to finish. If you have longer, please take longer to rest. Exhaling fully. And let's come to those 3 rounds of breath. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhale. Steady exhale. One more. Inhaling. Little hold at the top for 3, 2, 1. And exhale. As I say, if you can rest here longer, please do. If you're ready to close, practice hugging your knees into your chest, having a little rock and roll around, waking up through back body, and when you're ready, rocking up to sit. We'll take the arms up overhead with a big inhalation. And just bringing your hands through heart center. Exhale. Jaima, thanks for joining me. Have a lovely day.